Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
Had a whole bunch of people send me this, including Kurt, and you'll recall the story about the men who were accused of cheating in a fishing tournament, and the cheating allegations were quite widespread, made the news, and were probably quite embarrassing for those guys. Well, one of them has now been accused of poaching deer. And normally speaking, if somebody sent me a story and said, hey, Steve, some guy got accused of poaching deer, I'd say, well, that's, not good. There are laws out there for a reason. And so, that's good they caught the guy. But I'm not going to do a whole story on it because, quite frankly, that stuff happens fairly often. And that's, it's going on out there. And so that's not really a story. But here the story is, the guy caught poaching the deer is the same guy who got caught cheating in the fishing tournament. So it does make you wonder if some people have a really hard time, if not staying out of the news, following rules. So the man was convicted of cheating in a fishing tournament, now accused of poaching deer in Pennsylvania. So 36-year-old man made news headlines, became a target on social media a year ago after he and an Ohio man angered fellow anglers after a video circulated showing officials of a Lake Erie fishing tournament discovering that the two had put lead weights in their catch, hoping to win some lucrative prizes. Both were sentenced to 10 days in jail, fined, and had their fishing licenses suspended, so they cannot fish. Can they hunt deer? Well, it's past Monday, a Pennsylvania game warden assigned to Mercer County filed 8 charges against this man, alleging that between 2013 and 2021, he harvested several whitetail deer out of season and without a valid license. Authorities searched his home in April, seizing 3 mounted trophy-class antlered deer heads labeled with his wife's kill tags. Now, although licensed, his wife told game officials she never killed a deer, claiming that her husband brought down the animals using guns or crossbows. So we can read between the lines here a little bit. Something happened back in 2013, and he's been arrested and charged with it now. Okay? And I don't know for a fact that the 2013 charge actually is one of the ones that they could just be saying it's a pattern, and the pattern goes back 2013. But the point is that something happened in 2013. It is now 2023, according to my best math. And somehow, game officials found out about it. And the wife is somehow involved. The question is she still his wife? According to a criminal complaint, his hunting license had been suspended from 2008 through 2021 for multiple game law violations. So apparently, if we want to put this thing in a timeline, he had his hunting license suspended, got caught cheating in the fishing tournament, and now has been accused of poaching deer. So that's how that goes here. He's scheduled to appear before a district magistrate in November to answer charges that include taking big game out of season, failure to attach a tag to big game, and lending a kill tag. He's also awaiting trial at Mercer County Common Pleas Court in a separate case involving charges of conspiracy to commit forgery and theft by deception. We do not know about that, except that the charges stem from an incident earlier this year when he allegedly gave his son 2 phony $100 bills to spend at a bowling alley. Okay, at this point, someone's pranking me, right? Is this real? Oh, wait, I printed this out. I'm not pranking myself. His 18-year-old son has already been placed on probation for 1 year after pleading guilty to theft by deception in that case. And by the way, if you told me, Steve, I got arrested for passing counterfeit $100 bills, my first question would be, who arrested you and what did they charge you with? Because if you got arrested by locals and charged with theft by deception, which is in essence, you wanted us to believe there's 100 and it wasn't, that's pretty much the lowest thing they can get you for, considering that counterfeiting or passing counterfeit money as a federal crime is a much more serious thing. Now, I understand there are going to be proof issues. You got to prove that someone knew it was counterfeit or that they themselves had made the counterfeits. Different thing altogether. But I can tell you that when it comes to these laws that can be done both ways, that is, state and local can handle it, or the feds can handle it, you want the state and local handling it. You do not want federal attention on this. I'm just, again, a pro tip. So, again, if you want to put this guy's resume together, he had his hunting license suspended a long time ago. Somehow he managed to come up with a bunch of trophy deer in the meantime. But his wife apparently had hunting licenses, except that she doesn't hunt. And then somebody tipped off the game warden about the existence of all these harvested deer. And then he got accused of cheating the fishing contest. And now he's been accused of poaching deer. And he's also awaiting trial on the some kind of court action regarding the conspiracy to commit forgery and theft by deception. And that conspiracy to commit forgery, if the forgery is of making $100 bills, you are really skating at that point, because you do not want to be the person who's counterfeiting money and gets caught. Because that right there, my friends, is when things get really ugly. Really ugly. So it's a crazy story. And as Kurt pointed out in his email to me, he said, Steve, sometimes some people just have a hard time staying out of the news. Somebody else told me, they go, this guy's had his 15 minutes of fame now like 4 times. Sometimes that works out. But the fisherman who cheated in the tournament's now accused of poaching deer while awaiting trial in a separate case involving conspiracy to commit forgery and theft by deception. And it looks like it's just one big train wreck. And I guess the real question most of us are going to have is how are he and his wife getting along right about now? Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. I didn't make it to the gym today. That makes it 5 years in a row.